a dog barking, but it wasn't Frank. It's another dog outside. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Izzy, otherwise known as Princess of the Unicorns, and I am joined by a very sleepy Frank this Sunday morning. So guys, this week I am doing a Q&A for you. It is going to be a kind of fitness related Q&A, a little bit on food in there as well, just because it's been so highly requested, and I wanted to share with you a little bit more information about me and how I see things and how I do things. So you guys mostly DM'd me your questions on Instagram, so I've mostly picked them up from there. There's also like a lot of frequently asked ones that I usually get like on a day-to-day basis, so I thought I would try and cover some of those. What do you want? Question number one is, what made me want to become a personal trainer? So I think you guys probably know by now that that is what I do. I am a personal trainer. I train clients one-on-one, and I also teach classes at a really, really lovely gym in North London. Yeah, I've been a personal trainer for about 3 years now. The reason that I wanted to become a personal trainer was because I started like my own fitness journey, and it was like going so well. I saw such an amazing transformation in like my body and my mind as well, and I was sharing that so much on my social media, on my Instagram, and people were seeing that and following my journey, and then people wanted like my help for their training and asking me about different exercises, my thoughts and stuff like that. And I realized I couldn't really train these people if I didn't have the qualification. And at that moment I was working in a retail job. I was like doing managing and buying, and I had been in that company for like 13 years, and I was very comfortable, but I wouldn't really say I was that happy. And basically all I could think about was going to the gym and like my own training. And I realized, okay, I need to make a massive change here. I need to make this my job, because this is my passion. Like, I love motivating people. Like, it is absolutely like what I live for. Like, seeing my clients get some amazing results, seeing how happy they are like after their sessions, and seeing how much it helps their like health and well-being is just absolutely amazing. Like, I almost feel like, I know it's going to sound really, really dramatic and ridiculous, but I just feel like I've not been born again, but I'm now actually living my life. So another question I get asked, it's not really like fitness related, but how old am I? So I am actually 32. I'm going to be 33 this year. And I feel so much fitter and healthier now than when I did when I was like in my 20s. So it just goes to show, if you do regular exercise and you eat well, then you can definitely look and feel so much better than someone that is just in a sedentary lifestyle and is just not eating a good varied amount of foods. So hopefully that answers that question. How did I become a personal trainer? So I live in the UK, and yeah, I live in London. So I basically went online and I looked at a few different courses. There's like a few different options. Like, you can do like an online training course, but that just takes quite a long time. You can do like 6-week courses, like intense ones, and you can also do, I think, like part-time ones. So yeah, I looked at a few different companies and I asked around, and I went with a company called The Training Room, and I actually opted for a 6-week intense course, which at the time I thought was like an amazing idea, because I just saw I would qualify and I would know everything and everything would be amazing. But you know what I learned? Like, anyone can do these courses if you guys want to check them out. But yeah, anyone can do a course to become a personal trainer. You have a lot of exams to pass, like a lot of kind of not science, but like a lot of exams to do with like the physiology of like the body, and then you've got like your practical assessments where you have to kind of demonstrate and show your good knowledge of like exercises and being with clients, and obviously you have to learn about muscles and stuff like that. But I think the key to being a good personal trainer is being able to work with people and being able to listen to your clients, being able to run your own business, and yeah, just being able to motivate and drive those people and making sure that you're giving the most of yourself to your clients when you're training them one-on-one. You just do need to have a good knowledge of like the body and how it works, and obviously just understanding your clients' needs. You also have to keep learning. You don't want to stay still. You know, I qualified a few years ago now, but I still want to keep up to date and learn as much as I can so that I can give that to my clients. But also just like, I think the practical learning is so important. So when I qualified, I spent like a good 6 months with the guys at my gym, learning as much as I could from them. I did like a lot of shadowing. I had a friend called Alice, who's already a personal trainer, who lives up north, and she actually let me come and see her and her business and her clients, which was so helpful, because also being like a female personal trainer, it really helped me understand what I was going to be able to offer to my clients. Also, like having a niche is always good, obviously, because I'm vegan. A lot of vegan people come to me and want to train with me, which is amazing, but not all my clients are vegan. I'm happy to be able to train anyone that is following any diet, and I think that's important as well, that you don't want to be that person that can only train, let's say, vegan people. What is the best pre-workout snack? So it depends if you're going to be training like high intensity with weights, or if you're just going to be doing cardio. Some people love to train fasted, so that means some people train without eating because they feel like their body is lighter. Some people would really need to have like some food inside them to train. I usually recommend to my clients that they should have eaten something a good hour and a half before they train with me, because most of the time we are like switching up, we are like doing weights and things like that. So things that I would recommend would be dates with like some peanut butter or a nut butter, maybe like an apple, just getting in like a decent amount of calories. And I think focusing on like your carbs is a good thing just before you train, just to give you that like instant amount of energy. And obviously sugar is important, which is why I suggested the dates. So I think like as well, in terms of like, I'm going to answer this too. So someone says like, what do you think about pre-workouts and do you take them? So I don't normally take like a specific pre-workout. A lot of pre-workouts are just kind of a lot of chemicals and sugar and not really ingredients that are that healthy for your body. A lot of them contain caffeine, and some people are really sensitive to caffeine. I really am. I really like to have matcha before I train, because matcha does have caffeine, but caffeine is the type that doesn't give you like jitters or anything like that, so I find it like really natural. Another question that I got asked, what are the best sources of protein on a vegan diet, and especially being raw? So if you guys don't already know, I have actually been raw vegan for just over 3 weeks now. If you saw my last video, you will see that I already said that I've been vegan for like 6 years, but I've not actually ever been raw vegan because the weather's really sunny here in the UK and really warm. It's a lot easier to do it at the moment. So my top raw protein sources are going to be buckwheat, which is raw. So obviously I'm not cooking the buckwheat. What I'm doing is soaking it in water overnight, and then it takes away the enzyme inhibitors, and then I put it in the food processor. I blend it up and it makes like a pudding, and I mix that with chia. Chia seeds are also an amazing source of protein. Nuts and seeds, things like pumpkin, sunflower are really good sources of protein. And chickpeas, obviously because I'm raw, I'm not cooking the chickpeas, but I am sprouting them so I can have them like that. Also, don't forget, even things like dark green leaves are high in protein as well. And also just for me, like personally, I am still taking my protein powder, so I'm still taking like a supplement of protein just to make sure that I get as much as I think I need. I'm still trying to build muscle, and I do have like very heavy leg days, so I use Vivo Life. As some of you guys know, I am one of their brand ambassadors, so I work with these guys, and their protein is actually raw, which is amazing and so convenient. So I'm having about 2 scoops a day, which is giving me like 50 grams of protein straight up in like one of my meals, which is super helpful. So yeah, those are my main sources of protein. Okay, this is a really good question. Will I stay raw vegan when it gets colder? So I think as it gets colder, naturally, I'm going to listen to my body and see what it says. I'm sure there will come a time in the next few months when my body will really crave some cooked foods, and that's totally okay. And I will just wait till that moment comes, and then I will slowly introduce cooked foods, but still keeping it whole food. I don't really like eating a lot of processed vegan foods, and I just don't really feel like the need to. I keep my gluten really, really low, and I don't know if I spoke to you guys about it before, but I do get psoriasis, which is a skin condition which doesn't have like a cure. It's not contagious, it's like really itchy and really, really sore, and gluten can actually tend to like exacerbate my psoriasis. So yeah, it's been quite a good break not to have any things like bread and stuff like that. All right guys, so we've got some gym questions which I would love to answer for you. So someone asked, how do you combat anxiety about going to the gym, and what do you do when you're there? I spent so long at home just wanting to go to the gym and wanting to train, but I felt so nervous just to get there. Again, I think I touched on it a little bit, but I do suffer from anxiety. It is something that as I've got older, unfortunately it's got worse. But there are ways that I am managing to cope with it now, which I would love to make like a separate video on. If you guys are interested, comment below and let me know. But yeah, with the gym, I would say if you have a personal trainer, it's going to be great, because you know you are meeting that trainer at the gym at a certain time. You have the responsibility to yourself and to that person to be there. That will really, really help you get a trainer. They can also help you feel at ease. There's someone to be with at the gym, so they can show you how the machines work. They can give you a plan. So I would say having a trainer gives you structure at the gym and will definitely lessen your anxiety. Also just deciding like, what are you going to do when you get there? So what are you going to train? Are you going to do some cardio? How long are you going to do the cardio for? Are you going to go on the treadmill? What if the treadmill's busy? Have you thought about that? If that's something that makes you anxious, then have another plan, have another idea of like what other machine you're going to use for cardio. I think that's something that I see quite a lot, is that when someone's got like a set idea of something they want to do and that machine's taken, or that piece of equipment can't be used, I have genuinely seen people just be like, okay, and then they just go because they get too overwhelmed. So, you know, get your phone, write yourself down a plan. Another thing that can help is that if you take a friend with you, this depends, because I feel like if you have a friend that has like similar goals and is quite motivated, like then it can be great, because you guys can get an awesome workout in, and you guys can check out my workout I did with Giovanna when she came over to the UK. I'll put the link up there. And that went really, really well. But if you go with a friend that isn't that motivated, they're not really that bothered, tend to not end up working out and just end up like taking selfies together and just talking. So just have a think about which friend you want to take to the gym and who might be the best person. Okay, an amazing question that I got from a lovely lady was, can you exercise away cellulite? I get asked this so much, and it is so tough, especially for ladies. It's something that we're very conscious of because it looks so unsightly. No one really wants to have it, and it's that thing that once you've got it, you just feel so self-conscious about it. So with cellulite, there's no like particular cure, and it can like depend on if it runs in your family. It also could just be like how old you are, and also like where you're from, and things like genetics do play like a massive part in cellulite. So you can't specifically exercise away cellulite, but what you can do is, I suppose, lessen the appearance of it. So my top tips for reducing the look of cellulite are things like staying super hydrated, giving your body as much water as you can, definitely not smoking. That will really like dehydrate you, which will just in turn like not make your skin look healthy. Also, when you exercise, it does help tone the muscles, so that will make the cellulite look less unsightly. But really, things like creams are just a waste of money, guys. There is no point looking for any miracle creams. So a healthy diet, obviously I would recommend plant-based, making sure that you drink lots of water, and exercising regularly, and not being sedentary, so just not sitting down for too long, just really like moving your body as much as possible. Those are my top tips for helping reduce the look of cellulite for sure. One question that I get asked a lot, that I get in my DMs on my Instagram, is if somebody's goal is to lose weight, should they weight train or should they do cardio? And obviously I have this a lot with my clients as well. So I feel personally that the best thing that I recommend is that you do a mix of both. It is important to be doing your cardio, but also weight training will help you burn calories as well, and obviously will also give you a little bit more definition, and again, we're using that word tone, up the muscles that you already have. So 100% mixing it up. Don't forget, there's so many different kinds of cardio you can do. I get a lot of people saying that they find like cardio really, really boring on the treadmill, and that's totally cool. I get that. I don't really want to spend my life on the treadmill either, and neither do my clients. So don't forget, other really amazing forms of cardio are things like boxing, football. You can also use things like the Stairmaster if you have that at your gym, and also just going for like really long walks. So like that would be classes like low impact cardio. I do a lot of walking at the moment, which is like my cardio that I'm doing right now. I also teach spin. I teach spin classes once a week, and sometimes I do like an extra class. And yeah, spin burns lots of calories, and it's really gentle on your joints as well. So if you have things like bad knees and stuff like that, then spin can be really, really good for that. If I get tattooed, how long should I leave it before I go back to the gym and train? So 100% depends on like what body part you got tattooed. So you want to keep it like really, really clean. Obviously the gym isn't always going to be the most hygienic place, because you've got loads of people in one place all sweating. Not everyone wipes down their machines. So I would say if it's the first few days, I would keep it covered. So I'd have some cling film on it, just so it doesn't touch like the benches or any equipment when I'm at the gym. Also, I would just like listen to my body as much as I can. So for instance, I just got like my leg tattooed, and it's nice and scabby at the moment, and like it's been feeling so sore, so I just didn't train legs for like a good couple of days while my tattoo was healing. But yeah, it's just again like listening to your body, keeping it nice and clean and wrapped up when you're at the gym. So I also get asked quite a lot, what supplements do I take? Like I said, I do take protein powder, so that is classed as a supplement, I suppose. Do you need to take protein powder? Not if you don't want to. If you feel happy just to get like your protein through other sources, that's totally fine. So basically with my protein, I just want to know that I'm having a good amount in one meal, especially after I train, which is why I take the protein powder. Other than that, I take B12, especially important when you're vegan. So I take a spray for it. I also supplement my vitamin D, which I think is really important, especially if you live in the UK, just because we don't get a lot of sun. Just make sure that you get D3, because that's the vegan one. And then I also take seaweed extract as well, which helps with my skin and my hair and my nails. I also take iron as well, especially around certain times of the month. And just if I feel like I haven't had enough leafy greens, then the iron really helps. And then also to help me sleep, I do take magnesium because I feel like that really helps my body recover and rest properly. And then to help me with my anxiety, I do actually take ashwagandha. I can't say it. Ashwagandha, I think that's how you say it, which is an adaptogenic herb and is meant to, again, help with your sleep, and it can also help with anxiety, and it's definitely helped me. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed that Q&A. I really love answering your questions and doing videos like this. Don't forget, I upload videos every week, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then all the links are below. And also don't forget to check out my Instagram as well, because I post every day on there. Anyway, peace out guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.